Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike here from Arizona, and I am enjoying this lovely day here in Gilbert, Arizona, and it is gorgeous outside. I mean, look at those skies, guys. There's my fish house is hanging out. You can hear some birds chirping in the background. They're just trying to get on YouTube and become YouTube famous overnight, so I'll give them their 5 minutes of fame. They're up in this tree somewhere. I put it on there and then they shut up. But I'm actually really making this video to show you guys the outcome of my plants that I were growing immersed, and to see what was good, what was bad. Did I waste my time? Was it worth it? Is it something you might want to try in the future? I don't know. Let's find out. All right, so let's walk over to the fish house and check out what has happened. So we got, looks like just by the glimpse of it, we got quite a bit of growth. This is over a month's worth of time. And let's take a look. We're going to start with this Anubias right here. And as you can see, I have it labeled, and they're in order: Hosta Folia, Nancon, Barteri, Nana, Fraziri, Nanji, and Congenesis, as well as Lancelota. So we're going to start at the left and work our way right. We did get some mixed results, but we actually, you'll see what I'm talking about. We actually had some progress on some of the ones that didn't do as good off the bat. But some of them took off right off the bat. But look at how gorgeous these plants are, guys. Like, seriously, some of the best growth I've seen in a long time on some of these guys, and in a month's time, which is fast for an Anubias. So let's pull this first one here. This is the Hosta Folia. This started with 3 to 5 leaves, and as you can see, we have some new growth here, some smaller leaves. And also, I want to point out the root system is looking amazing, starting to come through that kind of like a rock wool material. It's starting to come through the bottom, and it is going into the water column. So that's good, overall good growth on that end. Let's pull another one here. This is the Nancon. And as you can see, we have root growth coming straight out the bottom into the water column. Again, 3 to 5 leaves to start with. We have plenty more than that, so we did really good right there. Next one is the Barteri or Barteri, and we'll pull that one. Wow, this one's got some roots. Look at the root system on here, and again, 3 to 5 leaves is what we started. And as you can tell, we have a little bit more than that, some growth. This one might be a little bit slower grower, but look at those roots. That's a really healthy plant right there. Try to get this in without damaging the roots. Then we went to Nana. Again, I'll remind you guys, 3 to 5 leaves is what we start with. We have a little bit of, looks like this leaf is not doing as good. I'll probably cut that one off. But as you can see, we definitely have more than 3 to 5 leaves, new growth, and some root growth out of the bottom. But as far as the other Nanas go, so this one's probably gonna have one bad leaf. This one does not have any bad leaves and looks really healthy, and not as many roots out the bottom, but still looking good for Nana. Let's check out the Fraziri. Wow, that root growth is really nice. And we have some really nice looking plants here. This leaf doesn't look so hot, but that's okay. The other ones are looking really good. And we definitely had some new growth on here. We're gonna go over to the Nanji. Let's pull the Nanji. Okay, so we got one leaf that's not doing as good. We got a brand new leaf right down there, and lots of root growth out the bottom. Can't argue with that root growth. When the roots are growing like that, they're definitely getting a lot of nutrients. They're looking for nutrients. And what I'm doing for nutrients, guys, I am dosing some iron, but if I could find them, there's one. I have some Plotties down here, and they're providing the nutrients for the tank. Only a couple, not many. So let's talk a little bit about the Congenesis. Congenesis was a little bit slower, but as you can see, more than 3 to 5 leaves on here. One of these leaves was probably the original leaf. It's not doing as good. And we're not really seeing, we are seeing some root growth, but not nearly as aggressive as the other plants. And then the last one is Lancelota, and that one pretty much did just fine. Let's see here. A lot more than 3 to 5 leaves. And we're getting some roots out the bottom. So a little bit slower grower. So from right to left, I would say that these definitely grew much faster than the ones on the left. I do want to show this one right here. This one is a Nanji. And this one actually died back all the way to the rhizome and grew back these 2 new leaves. And as you can see, we have some root growth. And here's another Nanji that did exactly the same thing. We got some new leaves coming, but some root growth. So again, these 3 on the right, Nanji, Congenesis, and Lanceolata, seem to have melted back quite a bit when we first put them in, and then grew back, or started to grow back, so they're starting to do really well. And that would be my experiment with the Anubias. So that did really good. And then on the right hand side, what we did was we actually did some Liguigia red and Glossostigma. Right, so as you can tell, you're like, where's the Liguigia? Well, it completely all melted back, never came back at all. There's a couple of small pieces floating that are growing a little bit, but nothing great. But look at the Glosso, guys. It is completely carpeting, even in the styrofoam. There's roots within the styrofoam here, and it's doing good. No soil, no nothing. So I decided to start another project over here of Dwarf Sage. And as you can see, we have some spreading out here. We started with about 3 plants. We got a little bit more than that, and they're starting to grow. This should be a full carpet. If I had to put a time frame on it, about 3 to 4 weeks, and you probably won't be able to see any dirt in here at all. So I also took some clippings of the Glosso and put it in here, and it's already starting to spread out. And we'll come back to this in about 3 weeks to see what happens. I also want to show you guys other projects that I'm doing here with some dirt. So we had some red Melon Swords, and I had them floating in a tank for a while, and they really were doing pretty sadly. In fact, most of them melted back to just the rhizome of the sword. And as you can see, especially this one's doing phenomenal. This one is doing really good. That sword's starting to look good. This one's still looking a little rough, and that one's still looking a little rough. We do have some nice new growth right here. But other than that, they're coming back. They do much better in dirt than without dirt. And just for fun, I put an Anubius Lanceolata in here to see if we got any better growth out of the dirt in here. Last but not least, which I'm actually really excited about, and I don't know, maybe because I'm just a geek, but I'm really excited about this. This is Java Fern, guys. Java Fern is growing in a very humid environment in soil. This piece right here only had like 2 or 3 little leaves. I've had this in here for about 3 weeks, and look at all that extra growth, especially this one too. This one actually started off, this was the first plant I put in here, and it started off about as big as this one, and it's gotten so big. And I mean, for reference, it's not really big. It's much bigger than that one. These are just baby plants that I pulled off of a Java Fern leaf. And look what we got. We have Java Fern growing in soil in humid conditions, okay? So that is my update for today, guys, on these plants. I'm hoping you enjoyed that. I hope everybody learned something. Maybe you can try this, or maybe it's something that it might be something in the future you might be interested in trying. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And thank you for watching. Check me out at greenoasisfarms.com, also betaoasis.com, and comment, like, and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.